Hello everyone, Sharif Abu Zaid here, and in today's video I want to show you how you can install, activate and use the Kadence Blocks plugin, which is a page builder plugin that you can use to design your landing pages, sales pages, home pages and any type of website page. In today's video I will speak only about the free version of Kadence Blocks, and in the next one I'll be speaking about the Kadence Blocks Pro, which adds more features to the Kadence Blocks plugin as well. Let's start by going quickly through the plugin website. As you can see, the Kadence Blocks plugin has been developed by the Cadence WP team, which is known for producing reliable WordPress products, something like the Cadence theme, one of the most popular themes inside WordPress, Cadence Conversions, which is a pop-up plugin that you can use, and Custom Fonts plugin, which will help you add custom fonts to your website. Now, according to the Kadence Blocks website, I mean, the developer says that this does not add any extra bloat or limitations to your website, which means that the plugin doesn't affect your website speed. Also, it includes responsive control, so you can make changes to how your page should look like in something like a mobile or a tablet. You can also control the background colors, and you can add SVG icons. Also, the Cadence WP, the Cadence Blocks will give you typography control, so you can control the colors and fonts of your heading ones, twos and text as well. And also you can set the visibility controls, which means that also the plugin offers you the option to control which section of your page that you need to be visible for something like mobile, but you need this section to be hidden for something like a tablet or a computer. And these are the proof features, but I'll go through the proof features when I speak about the Kadence Blocks Pro plugin in the next video. Now, let's start by installing and activating the plugin, and this is an easy process. You need just to go to your WordPress dashboard and then go to plugins and click add new. And here you need to search for Kadence Blocks. And this is the plugin that we need to install and activate, Cadence Gutenberg Blocks by Kadence Blocks Page Builder Features. So let's click install now, and let's click activate to be able to use the plugin for our WordPress website. Now, the plugin has been already installed and activated, and as you can see, I have already installed another plugin by Cadence called Cadence Starter Templates, which is another plugin that will give you access to, I think, like 50 maybe websites that you can install for free. So now, once you install the plugin, you'll find a new item here called Kadence Blocks. So let's go to the settings, and inside the settings tab, it will give you an overview about the main blocks that has been added or have been added inside your WordPress website. They will speak about how you can use the rollout, the form, the advanced text block, the tabs, icon text, countdown timer and posts, and table of content, of course. So now let's open a new page, and I will show you the blocks that can or has been installed once we activated the Kadence Blocks. So let's go to pages and click add new, and let's give this page a name, something like Kadence Blocks tutorial. Now let me show you the options and the blocks that has been added by the Kadence Blocks plugin. So now, to access all the blocks, all the sections of Kadence Blocks, you need to click this plus button, and all these blue icons, I think these like 22 or 23 blocks, can be used to design your landing page. So this is the first section that has been added by the Kadence Blocks. The second section that has been added by Kadence Blocks inside your pages, this is the icon of the Kadence Blocks control. So when you click here, you'll find all the color palette that is used by Kadence Blocks. And by the way, Kadence Blocks can be used with any theme. You can use the Kadence Blocks with something like Astra, WordPress, Ocean WP, or any other theme that you're using, because Kadence works very well with all of these, and also it inherits the color palette of the theme. So for example, these colors are not coming from the Kadence Blocks plugin itself. It's coming from, or it's inherited from, your customizer settings, which you have already set up when you first installed your WordPress theme. So still, if you want to add a color to this palette, you can simply click add color, and you can add any type of colors, something like red, for example, so you can be added to your color palette. Or you can actually just enable the Kadence Blocks colors. For example, if you just need to use specific colors here, you can just enable the use of Kadence Blocks colors only, but which is not recommended actually. So so let me just click publish to take the colors back, and let's click refresh. Let's go to the Kadence Blocks. Now all the colors has been added again. Now for the block visibility, here you can control if you want to show or hide specific blocks that have been added by the Cadence. You can control this when you click here. You can control if you want to enable the all settings of something like accordion. If you want to enable all the settings for maybe something like only the admin, this feature becomes handy if you are a web designer and you want to prevent your clients from messing up with your designs. You can just make sure that no one can control or can change the settings unless they are an admin role or something like this. So this is for the block visibility, and here you can also import and export the block settings. So for example, if you have set up like if you want to show the roll layout, like the padding and the margins of the roll layout in a specific way, and now you have set up all the settings of your blocks, you can can you actually export these settings and import them in another website where you can actually use them again without thinking about how you can use the how you can set up the settings again. Now if you want to reset all the blocks to the default, you can just do this from here. So this is the second section of that has been added by Cadence blocks. So Cadence blocks will add a blocks like 22, 23 blocks here. Cadence blocks will add a Cadence blocks controls here. And the third part is that the design library, which is you can have access to when you click here, which means that you will have access to pre-designed blocks or sections that you can actually use right away. So for example, here if you go to the all, you'll find all these sections. Some of them of course comes with the Pro, Cadence blocks Pro, but there are many features here, or there are many sections here that you can use for free. You will have like hero section where you can just install or install actually, yes, and import some like hero sections. You can have access to some forms. For example, this is a free one. This is a free one. You can just click here. If you want to install something like a form here, just click here and it will be prepared. Then it will be imported inside your page. Just let me, delete this for now. So let's go back to the design library. As you can see, also you'll have access to something like a logo form, an image, accordion. You can just, if you want to, this feature becomes handy when you just need to design something very quickly. Maybe you need to design a landing page for your Facebook ad or Google ads to test an idea. You don't need to, start from scratch. You can just choose one of these sections, design, and insert it inside your page. So this is about the design library. Now, as I mentioned, once you install Cadence blocks, you will have three sections: the blocks, which you can have access here, the settings, which you have access here, and also the design library. Now let me show you how actually Cadence blocks work and how you can use these most of these blocks and what are the main essential blocks. So now let's click here. Now we have access, because we have installed and activated the free Cadence blocks plugin. We have access to a roll layout, which behaves like a container. I will show you how you can actually use this now. A section accordion, and the gallery, button, advanced text, and info boxes. For myself, the main blocks that I need to use, I actually use all of the time. The roll layout, of course, this is the main container, which will include sub blocks or another blocks, and the text, the button, the info box, and the posts, and the form itself, the advanced form, which has been added like 3 days ago. But the main block that you actually need to use inside all of your designs is the roll layout, which will help you design and organize the content inside your website pages. Let me show you what I mean. So to drag or to use any of these blocks, you need just to drag and drop it here. So let's drag the roll layout. And now I'm asked if I want to have like a 2-column design, a 1-column design, a 3-column design, and up to I think six columns designs. So this is the roll layout, which help you design or define the layout of your sections. So let me take like a 2-column roll layout. To do this, you just click here, and now we have a 2-column row layout. And inside this row, I can add any type of blocks that I want to add. But this is how the row layout and all of the Cadence blocks work. Once you add one of the blocks here in the right side of the screen, you'll find 3 tabs that contains all of the settings relevant to this block. You'll find a general tab, but here it's layout, because this is a row layout, and style tab and advanced tab. Everything that you need to do, or if you can't find anything, you'll find it under one of these tabs. So for the row layout, let me start by going to the layout section itself. So here you can define how many columns. If you want, because we have already chosen to be like 2 columns, we can make this like 3 columns if you like from here. If you like to make it like back to 2, you can just do this from here. And here also you can define the width of each column. So if you choose this, you'll find now the right column contains like 66% of the screen. If we make this like equal height, now each column or each section is 50%. And here you can also define the maximum width of the row itself. Now you need to be consistent when it comes to the width of all of your rows. Now usually you will start by designing your width layout inside your theme customizer. If you're using Astra, WordPress, Ocean WP, or any one of the most popular and reliable themes, you will have an option, this option inside your customizer. And here what's really intelligent, smart about Cadence blocks is that you can just click here to inherit the width layout from your customizer settings. And of course you'll find under the style tab, you'll find options like changing the background settings. You can add a color, a video if you can just add a something from YouTube as a background video. You can make this as gradient and slider and some other options. Let's start by adding a background color of something like this. Now this is our background color for the row itself. I just needed to go, for the rest of the settings, but the most important one is the padding. This is where you control the spacing inside the row and outside the row itself. And Cadence blocks comes with some default settings for the size. For example, this is the small medium. You can make this. You can just slide this slider here to make your padding. Top padding can be medium. You can make this large. You can make this X large, 3X large, and whatever you want. Or you can actually go here and define like a specific padding for all of the edges of the top, the bottom, the left, right part of the row itself. Let me just get back this to the default. Let's make this all large. And for the margin, this controls the outer space of the row layout. I mean, how much space do you need to be above or at the top, at the bottom, at the right, at the left of the screen of the row itself. Again, of course, you can just control it from here. This is the top. As you can see, this is actually you can just drag from here. So this is this is the margin. You can control it from here. Actually, as you can see, this is the green part. Now, to add any part inside this row, as I mentioned, the row behaves like a main container of your Cadence blocks. So now we can add any type of text inside or any block inside this row. So if I want to add something like a text, I can just go here and search for the text. So I just drag the text inside here. Now I have this text, but you can see it because the background color. So let me add let's remove or change the background color. So let's make this white. And now we can add when you can write something. So let's say this is a heading. So this is my heading inside the Cadence blocks. Now, before I move to anything else, let me show you how you can view the structure of your Cadence blocks layout. You can know which. Sometimes I get confused when I want to control something, but I don't know how to find it. You can do this by just clicking here and make sure that you are inside the block that you want to edit. So if you are choosing this, you'll find these are all the settings relevant to the row layout. If you choose the section, here you'll find all the settings relevant to the section itself. But if you're here, you'll find all the options relevant to the advanced text itself. So for the advanced text, now we have the same layout or the options layout, the general tab, the style tab, the advanced tab. The general tab will give you can use the advanced text block to add all of your headings. You can also use it to add a paragraph. So if you want to turn this into a paragraph, you just need to choose this. Now it has been converted into a paragraph. If you want to get back to an H1 tag or H2, you can just choose it from here. Now we have an H1 tag. Now, if you want to add something below this, for example, we need to add like a paragraph. You just click the 3 dots here, you click add after, and now we can add a paragraph. We can add a paragraph again by going to this maybe we need to add another text here and change this to be something, change this to be under general tab to be like a paragraph tag, and here we can add something paragraph. Let me add a paragraph quickly. Now this is a paragraph. Of course you can center align it as well. And now if we want to add a button below this paragraph, the button from Cadence, we can just click here and search for the button. We need to add our button here, so we just take it from here and add it here. Now we have our button block. We can just call this click here, and this is now we have a heading and we have a paragraph and we have our button. Again, you'll find all the relevant options relevant to this button here. You'll find the general tab, a style tab, and advanced tab. For the general tab, you can make this a large button, X large button. You can make the full the button width full. You can make this fixed according to your the set size that you add, or auto, which will take these widths according to the text that you have actually added for this button. And under the style here, you can control if you want to the background, the text color to be something like this. If you want to make it white like this, you can change the background color from here. If you want it to be something like this, you can add a box shadow. You can actually add an icon here. So let's choose an icon, something like this, and you can control the icon itself. And of course, you can also control the typography of the block, of the button itself. Now, as you can see, I have added a heading tab, a button, and a paragraph, which is a default block that has been added by WordPress. Now, one of the most amazing blocks I found inside the Cadence blocks is the info box. Let me show you what I mean. Now, if you have noticed, if I want to add this layout, I need to add a heading, a paragraph, and a button. But when it comes to info boxes, so let me just, delete this row, and let me add a new row layout, and let's add like a 3-column row layout, and let's try to add an info box. So let's go to the info boxes. I drag, if I want to add an info box, so I drag and drop it here. And now, as you can see, by default, the info box will give you an icon, a title, and a paragraph. So I don't need to add all of these blocks. And also I can add a button as well. But let me go through quickly for the main options of the info box. So we have a general tab, a style tab, and advanced tab again. So let's go to the general. Here we can change the layout. If you want to change the layout to be something like this, something like this. These are the presets that has been added by Cadence blocks. If you want to, change the text content alignment, you can change it from here. So let me just choose the first one. Now for the style, here also can control the background color of the content itself. Also can control the hover color. We can add a box shadow if you like to the info box as well. And also for the media settings, here we can change if we want to show an icon or an image. Now if I want to change this into image, I just choose an image and select an image. So let me quickly go to my media library and choose an image. So let's choose something like this and select it. Now an image has been added. And now once you choose the image, you'll find the options relevant to the size of the image. But if you choose an icon, you'll find now these options are relevant to the icon. Now I can change the icon size, I can change the icon itself. But when I go back to the image, now I can control, I will see the options relevant to the image itself. Now of course you can just add a number. I remember that I have asked for this option when I first used Cadence blocks, and I was happy when they added it actually. Of course, again, you can control the size to whatever you want. The info box block becomes handy because it gives you more control and make your life easier when it comes to designing these sections. Of course, if you want to add a button, you can just choose to show more. Now you can have the button, so we can change the background to be something like red, for example, and let's change the text to be something like white. Now we have our color here. Of course, you can pick this. So let's say click here. We can change the text. We can make the font size larger. We can make it medium. We can change. We can do many options here when it comes to the learn more. So let's turn this off. now let's turn this on again. Now let's make the media settings. Let's make this like size like 50. So now, and let's change the icon itself. So let's change it to be something like this. And for the color, the background, the icon background, let's make this, turn it off so I don't have a background color for my icon. Now let's say that you have designed this info box and you want to copy it to another place. Here you have two options. You just click here. You can copy it or you can actually duplicate it. I like to duplicate this, and then I can just choose it and drag and drop it and add it here. Now I have two info boxes beside each other. So now there is another feature inside the info boxes, which is an amazing feature of Cadence blocks, which is that you can actually copy the style. So for example, let's say that you make any changes to this info box. So let's make some changes. Let's change the icon size to be something like 70. And we need to make, like, we have made some changes for something like for the background. Also, let's make the background of the content. So let's go to the container settings and let's change the background to be something like this, which is terrible. Let's make this something like this. And now we need to do the same thing inside or for the other info box. You don't need to make or to double work this. You can simply click here to copy the styles of this info box and go to the previous one and click here and paste the styles. Now, as you can see, I have a consistency when it comes to design, but this design looks terrible actually. So this is what comes to info boxes. Info boxes are a very handy block inside Cadence. I always use this to design my landing pages. So let's go to another one. So let's to remove this. So let's remove this rollout. Now, let me show you another very handy feature, which is the posts layout. So let's drag another row layout here. I like always to use the row layout. Let's choose one column and let me drag and drop the posts block. So let me add it here. So now the posts block, what does the posts block work? Actually, it inherits or it displays all of your website posts and custom post types. For example, if this website has already added, or I'm creating some articles for the website, so now I can add a specific section inside my pages that will drag all of my posts inside this page. And also I can control the layout of the posts as well. But not only this, maybe something you have added, something like lane-courses, you can actually use the posts block to design something like your courses archive page using the posts block by Cadence blocks. And here you can choose which post type you need to show. If you want to show the pages, you can just choose it from here. So these are all of my website pages. You can, if you want to show the posts, you can choose it from here. As I mentioned, if you have added any custom post type, something like WooCommerce products, lane-courses, you can just choose it from here. And here also you can control, you'll find again the three tabs: the general tab, the style tab, and the advanced tab. For the general tab, you can choose if you want to which post type you need to choose, the order by, the oldest, the newest, ascending as descending, and you can include and exclude something like based on the category. So if you want to include something like, let's see that I haven't added many categories here. So for example, let's say this is a beauty and health blog, and you have two categories, beauty and health, but you want to show only the beauty blogs or the beauty posts. Here you can just do this by choosing or filtering by category here, and also the tags. Now you can also enable to show a sticky post. So the first sticky post can be shown here. For the style, these are the main styles you can control here. The image settings, if you want to change the ratio, you can change it from here. So let's change it something like this, something bigger, something like this. This will depend on your style designs, and you can choose to make this like a thumbnail, a medium large, and you can change something else from it. Or actually you can just hide the image at all. You don't want to, if you don't want to show it here. Now for the advanced, here you can choose, for example, I don't like to, if this is like a one author block, I don't like to enable the author name, so I just click here. If you want to hide the date, you can just do it from here. For the content settings, if you want to hide the excerpt, you can do this from here. You can actually, under the style, I think we can control the font size of the title, so we can make this H2s You can make this medium if you want to decrease the size. And these blocks come very handy if you have a blogging or an affiliate website. Now, the last block that I want to speak about is the form block. And now Cadence inside this version offers you two types of blocks, but let me show you what I mean. So let's click here, let's remove this row and add another row. Let's add a row here. Let's call this one column row. And let's go down here, you'll find two forms. By the way, if you don't find any block, if you can't find it, you can just click here, form, and you'll find it here. Here you'll find two options, a form block. This is the standard block, and the advanced form. Actually, the advanced form has been added, like as I mentioned, like 3 or 4 days ago, which is a more advanced form that comes with Cadence blocks. And this means that you can cut down or decrease the number of plugins that you need to add, because the advanced form block of Cadence is a very advanced one, and you can use it to design a variety of forms. So let's drag and add the form block here. Now, the Cadence blocks form is some sort of a post type. I mean, once you can create a form here, and we can use and copy the same form in many places. So let's start by creating a new form. So let's click. If you have already designed a form before, you can click here to choose a form. If you have designed one before, but this is a new one, so let's click create new. And we have here, we can choose which side. So let's choose, let's choose this one, and here we can choose the layout. These are the, if you want to have a dark mode, you can choose it from here. And if you want to change your mind, you need to use the basic, you can change it from here. And let's go and give this a title of demo contact form. You can add inscription here. Let's click create. This is the form, but not only this, I mean, now we have the name, the message, and the email. But actually, you can add more fields to this. So for example, let's say that you want to add an address field. You can go here and let's go here. You can click the add field here, and here you'll find like standard fields, text field, email field, text area, phone number, radio. Let's add also the fields. You can upload the files, add timer, add date, and for the layout, you can add a section inside the form itself if you want to design it. So let's say that I want to add something like a phone number. Let's click here, phone field, and now this is my phone number. I change it to be something like phone number. I can make this from here. If I want to add something like a select field, if you want to have a drop down list, I think you can use the radio. So let's say that choose your job, for example. If this is a job application, choose your job. Let me just fix this. Choose your job, and here we can add our options. So let's say that junior, and let's add another option. Let's call senior. And now we can add any other options we need to have. If you want to add something else, you can just click the field name here. One of the options that you can use to design the layout of the form is by using the row layout. So for example, we have added here the name and the field. Maybe that we need to add the phone number and maybe something like the address in the same row. We can just click here. Let's go here and let's choose a layout. Let's add a row layout. Let's choose 2 column row layout, and let's take this above. And now I can just drag the phone number here and can add something like, let's say, an address field. So let's say browse all. Let me click here. So click here and add a text field. And let's call this what it is. I can find this is, let's say, the address. This is the address, and I can drag and add it here. Now if someone wants to complete this form, they need to add the name, email, address, phone number, and add their message. If I want to change this to move this down, I can just click here and move this down here. Now these are all the fields of the form itself, but again, if you choose the form, you'll have options here. Now for example, if you want to hide the form after someone completes it, you can just make this from here. If you want to connect this to your MailerLite Fluent CRM, which is an email marketing platform plugin platform or SaaS business, you can choose from here. If you want to redirect people to another place, you can choose it from here. Once you choose the redirect option, you'll find a new option here to add your redirect page. And also you can add your, if you want to, the information of this emails to be sent to your email, you can choose, you can add your email settings from here. And for the style, there are many options here. You can change the input color, you can make the input size medium, large, to whatever you want. For the advanced, you can change the background, something like this. You can change the background to be something like this. This color will come from your color palette. So let's, there is another cool feature here. I need to find it. So let's go to the labels. Yes, the labels, you can change it to be something in field labels. So the labels are now inside the fields. You can make this float. So when you now if you want to add the email, you'll find out the field name has been moved to be at the above. So let's click update, let's save. Now this page, let's view the page. Let's view the page here. You'll find this is our form. Again, I don't want to go through all of these blocks. There are many blocks inside or has been provided by the Cadence blocks plugin. You can go through all of these. Maybe something like the advanced gallery or the advanced gallery, the countdown timer. Gallery can be handy if you are designing something for a photography website. You can add the buttons, forms, as I mentioned, icon lists, Google Maps, images. There's an amazing image block here you can use. Progress bar, which has been added recently. If you want to add a table of content, you can use it from here. You can add testimonials. As I mentioned, I think there are 23 blocks that can be added or can be used inside your Cadence blocks, can have been added by Cadence blocks to design your landing pages and website pages. Hopefully you find this video. I hope that I make it easy for you to use, or I give you an overview about how you can actually use the Cadence blocks plugin to design your website pages, landing pages, and sales pages. In the next video, I'll be speaking about the Cadence blocks Pro. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. I will try to reply to you as soon as possible. Now, thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. Bye for now.